back live, I think. Sorry about that. My computer decided to shut off for some reason. As I was saying, Bok Choy is running through the room behind the curtains that cordon off the side areas of this top floor of the aft castle. This is a two-story room with balconies above you and pillars that go all the way up to the ceiling, and a large table in the middle with a large map on it and a large globe in the middle. Both the globe and map seem to be shifting and creating themselves as you watch. Behind the table, standing at one end is Xingxi, the pirate queen. She is wearing she is not wearing any armor. She is wearing a red outfit that is a perfect match for the red sails of the pirate fleet. Also sitting next to her on the table is a what appears to be a naval helmet. A helmet with splints coming down the horizontal splints down for the neck, and a nose guard as well. And it comes up to a point that has a large red plume acting as a large ponytail. It is resting on the table, the plume resting around it. She looks up at you all. How long does detect magic last? You remember? Okay, well, it would have been longer than 1 minute since you guys entered. Anyways. Either that or it would have very rushed.
A whole minute.
Yeah, so Bok Choy has just kind of left at this point.
Oh. Let the oohing commence.
I probably would have stopped contemplating.
Yeah.
After
Yeah. So, you all are in this room pretty much at the opposite side of the table to Xingxi. There are other pirates around. Most of them are in armor. There are some that are obviously Karatorin. There are some from the I don't remember what things are called. There are some that are obviously people from the fields, by the way they dress and hold themselves. But there are also people who appear to be of higher castes in Karatoran society. There are elves, there are dwarves, there are orcs. It's a vast mix. One that you don't normally see. And one of them even does not even appear to be Karatoran. He is wearing a straight buttoned down coat, a tailcoat with brown pinstriped pants, and a tricorn hat that has golden rim to it. He seems very out of place. But is here nonetheless. In how he looks. He appears to fit in with the people, like mentally, and he appears to have good relationships with the people here, from what you can tell. However, most of their focus is on you, since you are 3 of the 4 people to bear the legendary 4 symbols. So then, Shi says, Bok Choy says that you have joined the crew. Is that so?
Yes, and who is this 4th person bearing a legend that you speak of?
You'll meet him when you'll meet him. He, could quite possibly be knocked out drunk. It is interesting, quite frankly. No offense meant, and even compliments. You are much more relaxed than your predecessors. Yes. It is definitely a compliment.
I got a question.
You guys know how to
How well did you know our predecessors?
Oh, I knew them well enough. As well as a pirate queen can know a great hero of the Empire.
What? Oh boy. What day?
Now, I do have some questions for you. Why are you joining our crew?
Well, came for booze. Thanks to her idea. It did work out. But you have no idea where we're going. Or what our mission is.
We came along for the ride. Literally, we were wondering where you were going, so.
Well, now you're here. And she looks down at the map, and then up at the globe. I think we're beginning to figure out where we're going. Now. I'm certain none of you have ever been out of Toril. Torillian prime material. Highly doubt any of that even rings a bell to you. Maybe Toril. Maybe. She looks at you. Probably. Sorry for, listeners. She looks at Miki. Well, now, you are here. And I will warn you, it's quite difficult to get back. Of course, we know how quite well. But just know that it's quite unlikely that anybody else has the type of travel that we have, especially here. So.
What exactly is your interest here?
Fortune? You are aware that we are pirates, correct?
But why this place specifically?
Well, we follow where there are things to take. We follow the wind! Just the entire campaign, everyone's obsessed with the wind.
The wind.
Just make the wind our MacGuffin.
Yeah.
The wind of the best.
The wind!
Every 5 minutes, we're just like.
It's very windy today.
It's howling.
And when there is a great war, there's always people displaced. And those people could use some protection on their journey. That is why we're here. Yes. To give our services. to retrieve the wind.
Oh dang.
to
She protects.
We
She
need to
protects.
start
But
over.
most importantly, she got that
Okay.
wind back.
Sorry.
to offer our services for paying customers.
Okay. And what paying customers do you have here?
Well, the ones that came here. We follow the customers. Now,
Guides.
you must understand that these poor, disenfranchised people who have been sent out by the war, which I'm sure you saw the battle we were nearby, those people need some services. And we can protect them if they pay.
Okay. So you're talking about the villagers displaced by the battle.
The villagers, any kind of refugee, really. They all need protection.
But their whole village was destroyed. You think they would have anything to pay you with?
They certainly have something. If they do not, we'll get creative.
So you've been tracking. I'm sorry. We were also with these villagers, right? These people disappeared in the forest. How did you find them?
We harnessed the wind. That is actually what she says. You see, there are many ways to travel. Many ways to pass from one plane to another. They happened to take the wind. The astral, the ethereal wind. And we joined them. Joining and following their stream. Of course, I was a bit surprised by it. I was not expecting a bunch of refugees to be able to do something like that. But that is what shows me they have worth. An artifact, a mage perhaps, someone we can hire. But they have something of value, certainly. Something that could bring them She looks down at the map. This far. The section of the map that she looks down at, you look at, and it makes no sense to you. Like, it looks like a giant wagon wheel with like 16 dots along the outside and like lines going between it, like between the dots, and like there are points where like there's a bunch of lines intersect, and then there is just a circle there. It just doesn't really make sense to you. But there is a flag, a red flag that is placed on a point on that map. That still makes no sense.
So where exactly?
Not entirely certain. The point where the map is, where the flag is, does not have anything written down. It doesn't. It's essentially a blank part of the map. There is now a line going to it. One singular line. Which which, by the way, the lines do have arrows. Like, they, inside of the line, there are arrows pointing in one direction, and it appears that no line goes in two directions. I think we'll be lucky enough to be able to name it. Well, from the Taurilian perspective, I don't know if there's any life here yet. Well, other than the refugees. But judging by the terrain, there are plenty of hazards. Plenty of reasons for protection. Now, are any of you guys trying to hide your natural reactions to you, like, figuring out what she's saying?
I don't even know where I am.
You are wherever you want to be.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. At this point,
I've been in the rafters the whole time.
at this point, you can introduce your character at any point.
Okay.
But yeah.
I gotta find a good spot though.
What-
I mean, just yeet in if you feel like it.
Okay.
I don't know where I want. I don't know when I want to come. I don't know
Okay.
when's a good spot.
So would you guys be hiding your natural reactions? You probably wouldn't have any clue what's going on. Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. That's just not.
Okay. Does she have any more reaction, like moral quandary or anything like that from what she's saying?
Tyler probably just like look at rubbing his.
Okay. But are you trying to, like, hide any, like...
No.
Okay. She kind of, like, looks the three of you over. So. What is your willingness to earn your worth and experience the freedoms unbound by any physical boundary? We could fly up to the heavens if we wanted. The celestial sea itself. I've seen the Jade Palace from afar. You all could do the same. And all you have to do is earn your worth. We we will be seeing what we can get from these refugees. After that, we will go on, leave this plane, hunting merchant vessels, smuggling, taking contraband from one plane to another. I've introduced owlbears to 7 different planets. There are so many things we can do, so many people you can meet. Oh, you could learn about the Githyanki. But, of course, that's only if you wish to stay with the crew. You will be watched. On probation, shall we say. Until you have shown yourselves to be loyal and willing to partake in our life of freedom. So, I would like to give you something. She reaches into her the top layer of her tunic and pulls out 3 coins. She tosses them up in one hand, catching them, and then slams them down on the table and slides them your way. As they're going across the map, they like catch and like flip and tumble across the table, and yet all 3 of them still land directly in front of the 3 of you. This is a gift. These coins will allow you special things. You flip them, and however they land will determine your next action. You don't have to, of course. If they land on the sword, then you should attack. If they land on the shield, you'd be better off defending. By all means, please take them. They're my gifts to you.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Yeah. By all means, if any of you have any questions, feel free to ask. You would also have a coin. You notice that, the man with the golden trimmed tricorn hat is now also flipping a coin. And, like, a brief glance around the table kind of gets a sigh from the others as they kind of just see him. And they're kind of like, you get the impression that they might think that almost he's a bit tacky. Or they're in some way he is irritating or disrupting to them. But without an insight check, you wouldn't be able to tell any more than that.
I'll take insight.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are just like,
Now, here's a question for you. Would your character make an insight check, or would they just be like, oh yeah, it's, would they jump to an assumption instead? Right, insight is not going to help you figure out who they are.
Okay.
it's going to help you figure out the other people's opinions of him, which would Miki assume the benefit of the doubt and just be like, oh, it, like, they find him funny or something like that, right? Or would she be curious enough to look into it? And this is me suggesting to think about it because of your personality traits and how those work out. Okay. Yeah. Yes, wisdom insight. Thank you. You could also make an honor insight, actually. Instead of wisdom. Yeah, you could use your honor score instead. Okay. So, what was yours? 17? Okay, so you get the impression that the way he acts continually ends up grating against them. And it almost like an insult. You can make an insight check on him. But for like the rest of the people at the table, they're taking it almost like a slight. An 8? Okay. You can't fully tell whether he's trying to do this on purpose or what. But definitely it appears that the rest of the people at the table, other than the queen, take it as a slight. The queen has been having a straight face. You've actually, like, she seemed, like, genuinely, almost kind, and genuinely interested in giving you guys a fair shake of this. So definitely using flowery language. Yes, you can.
Alright, so far I believe our interests are aligned. I'm interested in the refugees as well. But this probation you speak of, so who are our probation officers, as it were?
Well, it's less of a probation in that way. We don't like to get tied up in the bureaucracy. That's a Navy thing. You will be... Oh, that would be fun!
QK.
QK.
You want me?
QK!
Yep.
How would you like to be a probation officer?
Do I have to?
Hey! Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. QK! Where are you? You hear Bok Choy yelling from the opposite side of the room. Xingxi completely ignoring Bok Choy. Not seriously, by any means. You would be, simply showing these new heroes the ropes. Come on, kindred spirits and the like.
Okay, so like a little training session for the newbies, that kind of thing.
Yes, exactly, but also with booze, because Bok Choy's coming with you.
Oh, I'm not mad at that. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'm down for this.
Your immediate reaction is, oh no, wait
a minute.
Yeah, so, feel free to introduce yourself as you walk in. Describe yourself.
All right, so I'm a tiefling. So I'm a little less like a traditional D&D tiefling and more like a very Japanese style, like Oni kind of thing. Do you have art for me?
I did not manage to.
You did not finish it. Okay.
No. All I have is art for Miki.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I'm wearing like a pirate's garb with a bunch of like belts, and I have like a bunch of pistols strapped to me.
Because that's like I'm doing that for all of the characters to get their outfits down.
I've got long hair and an eye patch over my left eye, right eye. Does it matter?
No.
Okay.
Stays the same.
Both eyes. I have an eye patch on both eyes. No, I have an eye patch on my left eye. And my skin is very pale. I have the one eye that you can see. It's like a cold, like bluish purple color.
Yeah. I did actually make like your skin a light purplish.
That's fine. That's fine. That works too. As long as it's just very light.
Yeah, it's very light, very light.
Like not lavender, but like a tinge of it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah. And then of course I have a very interesting looking katana. It's my artifact, my weapon.
Yeah. If you want to describe it, it would definitely be ornate.
Yes, it would be ornate. I'm trying to remember what you gave me as far as description for this, or if this is up for me to decide.
It's mostly up for you to decide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go find what you gave me anyway. Just
I'm not sure that I gave you a
case.
description of it.
You barely gave me anything. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Like the only thing I really described was the
Yeah, the Haman. Yeah, so this is probably gonna be white, I'm guessing, because it's the ivory tiger. So I would assume that the sheath and the wrapping on the handle would be white. But there could be there'd be etchings and engravings, motifs of tigers, very ornate long, and then probably maybe like a small gem on the hilt.
Yeah.
Probably a fiery orange color. And the blade itself may have etchings as well. And possibly sigils, most likely sigils of some kind. That would glow that same fiery orange.
Yeah. I'd imagine that like the actual scabbard is actual ivory.
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you wear it over your back? By the way, you can kind of choose the length of this katana. You can choose which type of katana it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be the standard length, because
so
there's the katana,
yeah,
there's the wakizashi, and then there's like is there longer?
There's an odachi.
There's the odachi. It's not an
so,
odachi.
Yeah.
No, it's just a standard katana.
Yeah. Okay.
So longsword length, basically.
Yeah.
Because it is still that versatile.
You guys
D10 weapon.
You guys can all make history checks. You will be making them with advantage to actually recognize this sword.
Yes.
You do definitely see that this is a very fancy looking sword.
Yes, and I will have it.
But yeah. So as you guys are rolling history, feel free to describe the rest of your outfit.
Oh well, I've got a long coat. Of course, lots of guns tucked away everywhere. So if there's a spot for a gun, there's a gun. My chest is bare. I have the coat's open. I have no shirt underneath. I have like a tiger tattoo like on my chest. Yeah. I don't know what else to do. I got classic pirate boots. I got the whole shebang. I've got
I also drew you with the red sash. So red. Oh, by the way, also the rest of you are handed like this folded cloth that is just the same color red as the sails.
Oh, so similar to this.
Similar to that, yeah. And I also gave you a purple you know those thick rope belts that I also gave you one of those.
Okay. No.
Yeah. He's not a ninja. He's a pirate.
I'm a pirate.
Yes.
Really?
But still a tiefling.
He's still a tiefling. Yeah.
I'm a tiefling, but I'm
like
a pirate.
as I said, we changed this character concept.
Okay.
I've never seen you guys.
But the rest of you, first tell me your history checks.
I got a sec.
19. Okay, both of you recognize it. You recognize it as something you would probably guess it's the legendary item, but you're not certain. Because you actually know you've seen before that there are actually a lot of blades, katanas, wakuzashis that have this very similar motif. This is the most decorated one you've ever seen, but you have seen a lot of similar motifs. Which you could actually make another history check about that if you'd like. As she's doing that, the rest of you, please, a little bit more briefly, describe your characters. 4.
So like just like a
Physical description, yeah.
So my character's clad in just like this very very practical looking chainmail with like some leather strips attached in some places to cover up. That's contrasted by a very very ornate shield. Like white and gold coloring to it, and very very finely deep giant phoenix.
Okay, my character is kind of tall for an Asian woman.
I am Dragonborn. I'm very, very fashionable, high-class clothing. Greens, golds. There's a sheer mantle around me, which is my. Then I also have not wearing it. So.
Yes, she is, Miki is the one character that I have finished the character art for. That is the character art that is currently up. Yeah, so she has, like, that, ornate dragon in her hair, and she has, her horns, she is a low-generation dragonborn, and her horns look almost like they are trees coming out of the sides of her head. Just for the players, when you get handed the mic, push the cable back in, because sometimes it'll end up pulling out. Yeah, that could work, yeah.
And then, like,
Yeah. Well, yeah. With hope that'll work. Yeah, so you are, the three of you are at the end of the table as you are approaching. Yuki? UK. Yeah, so you approach the table and see these, three other people. Make one history check for the,
double squad.
yeah, for the legendary items. Advantage. Double advantage, actually, because there are the three of them. Yeah.
History is.
Yeah.
Yes. You said double advantage?
Yes.
How does that work? I do,
You do, yeah, you roll
I do-
again
I roll
and take the best, yeah.
11 is the best.
Okay.
I have no intelligence.
Okay, yeah, so, you do, yeah, like, it's
plus.
a little bit slow. It's a little bit slow, but
I have -1 to wisdom.
but you then realize, oh, that's what those are.
Nice. Then oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So yeah, as you approach the table.
It all makes sense now. Okay, I see where you're going.
As you
Sure, make a wisdom perception check.
Make a sniff check.
A sniff check.
Make a
sniff.
big snorf. Do a big snorf.
Okay. Yeah, so you, sniff as he's approaching. Does she detect any booze on the wind?
I'm a little drunk.
Just
a bit. Just a
little-
bit.
I'm a little drunk.
I'm that comfortable level of drunk where I'm not like going crazy, but I'm just slightly buzzed.
Okay.
This is me at always.
By the way, you all have temporary. You all have 3 temporary hit points because of your drink. Yeah, write that in the temporary hit points.
Oh, me too?
box. Yes.
Yes.
Because booze can give you HP in there.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Red Bull gives you wings. Sponsored by Red Bull. No. Other energy drinks are available. Yeah. So, you approach the table and you see, pushing through actually a bunch of thick curtains. You see Bok Choy like pushing through. He'll be at the table soon.
Oh boy, here comes the big man himself, Bok Choy. Oh, I'm QK, by the way. I've been with these guys for about a month so far. Oh yeah, it's been nice staying. Not bad. Good benefits, lots of guns. Fan of the guns. Yeah.
Hey!
Hey!
One of the other guys like cheers, and like he. At first you thought he was wearing armor. Now you realize it's just a lot of guns.
It's all guns. He's wearing
guns.
gun mail. Oh my god.
He's got a point.
He also got guns.
That's the point.
He doesn't
Yeah.
have a single point on him.
It's all guns.
I mean, I think he can make a point. You know what I'm saying?
Bayonets would get hazardous.
Pirate pincushion. Anyway. Yeah, alright. You guys get the whole. What now? Ayo. And. Miki, you guys get the whole coin treatment and everything. Why, because of those weapons you got. I am a tiny. It's not one that needs to be told today, but it's an interesting. No, about no. You know,
Because I'd rather sit that one
tieflings.
out if you're gonna tell us.
You know tieflings, Ben. You know how they're treated. It's a whole vibe.
So,
It's not a
speaking
good
of the
vibe,
tiefling
but it's a
treatment,
vibe.
You don't have a coin as much
I do have a coin.
You have a
I
coin.
said you guys got the coin treatment.
on
It's
account
special.
of the blade you carry?
Yeah, that's what I said. You guys got the coin treatment on it. Those fancy.
It's like you're already captains. Bok Choy says as he kind of like barrels down. This guy, like, just as a reminder, he is an elf, and although he has the lean natural build, he's one of the only fat elves you've ever seen.
Leaf lover.
Yeah! As he's back at the table, it appears that perhaps he took a drink from every table he passed. As he's kind of just stumbling to the table at this point. Now! Did I hear right that you're gonna be on my ship? I did not say that. But if you guys would not mind, that would be a wonderful place for you. It
You
is
get my vote.
our fastest vessel.
Just saying.
Good ship.
It works for
Jeez. God. Dude, what? Probably on the side. No, the ship.
Oh.
Oh, it is Yi! What's Admiral Yi. Why did I name her after Navy man?
Knowing you, you were probably drunk.
Probably why. Also, that's probably why. Alright.
Dude, drunk, a bet, or both. That's my guess, Lee. That's what I'm saying.
Well, wait. We need to be looking for those. Now. Yep, for the refugees. Yes. Yeah.
Let me guess, we're following the wind.
It's a little bit hard to sail against the wind. Slow, at least.
Yeah, it's pretty darn slow.
Now, we can choose between the aether wind and the wind.
Okay, I'm sorry.
They normally go the same direction. Or at least close.
I've been here a month, and this is the first time I've heard it like this.
Yeah. Mostly just when you go to astral. To the ship! Yeah, he just kind of like stumbles off at this point.
That man loves his look. Anything without. All day, every day, 5 in the morning, 5 at night.
According to the wind.
So by the way, this top, bar will show you the blue snowball. If we're in kind of a conversation where everyone's kind of like going around the circle, try to speak loud enough that you can see that moving. Okay?
Yeah.
That you can see that lighting up.
Find the levels.
Yep. And if you're planning on saying a longer sentence, ask for the mic. Like, in some way signal for.
If you're gonna monologue.
Yes.
When I was a young lad.
When I
I
was
don't want to hear that
Oh,
story!
when I was a young girl in France.
I was born at a young age.
This is the story of how.
Yes. I wasn't always a teacher.
Yeah, so, Bok Choy at this point is just kind of walking. Jing Shi, before all of you go, I want you to know, you're welcome to the armory. Of course, if anything is lost from the armory, it comes out of your cut. Well, for you guys, it's gonna be about equal, because pirates. More you earn your way, more you keep. But, of course, not everything you find is part of the cut. You find things on your own little escapades. They are yours. May want to see the village's armory before you go back to E.
You know.
Probably the Admiral.
That's
That works.
That'll work better for you.
the armory then.
You don't have to roll for armory.
I'm just doing this.
Okay, cool.
because I'm
Yeah,
busy.
so-
Let me do my armory check
Yeah.
real quick.
How
so-
many guns?
Yeah, you go out.
All
You
of
go.
them.
16
Um.
guns. Don't eat that.
Yeah. So
I don't know his name either.
Yuki.
Okay.
UK.
Oh,
UK.
cutie. I'm just kidding.
Really?
You lead them to the armory?
Yeah, I'll lead them to
Yep.
the armory.
So, in the armory, there is a room that is, like, barred off. Behind it, you can see, like, a bunch of ornate weapons and weapons that you don't understand how they work. Just a bunch of things. But in the rest of the room, this very large room, there is all of the weapons you are used to. There is even, you see there's a line of guns that goes from rifles to, like, these large rifles to what looks like a small cannon. And there's just a few of these cannons lined up on the wall. You see no other siege equipment. Like, and kind of as you're, like, looking at them a bit more, you realize that those have handles. Like, they are built to be held. So basically, any weapons you want to grab, you can grab them.
Pick anything.
Yeah.
I get all of my guns from here. All of them. I've only lost, like, 7. Good. We're good. We're good now. That's all square.
Wait, you've been here a month? Lost 7 guns. What's like?
Yeah.
Where do you,
I
restock your
believe
supplies?
I don't reload them.
You
I
have
fire them and
proficient
drop
in
them.
all weapons. You have been
Then I pick them up later.
well, like, you
Until
were
you don't,
trained in
and
the
you lose
course,
7.
Oh,
right?
yeah, you're right.
So, yeah, you're
But it also
proficient in all
saves me
weapons,
a
you're
lot
just
of
not used to
time.
combat, right?
Gotcha.
And as they say, time is money.
Time is money, but guns are also money. But time is worth more than guns.
Really?
Time is gone.
Yes.
Time is guns.
Time is guns. Guns are time. More guns equals less time. There you go.
There's nice stuff.
Wait, but what
Kiarl,
guns
how
do?
many guns can I fit?
I'm actually
my
trying,
coat.
that's what I'm trying to determine.
No, legitimately, we talked about this. I fire a gun and I drop it. Or I just put it back in my coat. I don't reload.
Blackbeard was known to carry 6.
That's weak.
How many do you
I want at least 10.
Like,
I can't have
every
4
single time
and
he
then
jumps
2.
or moves quickly, can you make a check to see if one of the guns goes?
Rolled a natural 1 on my attack. Whoops, guess I shot myself in the leg.
It's been known to happen.
Bartholomew Roberts said to carry 4 pistols. Oh,
Exactly.
come on. Let me carry 12. Kidding. Not
Guess the
12.
hero
12
of
is
legend
a
just
crap
killed
ton.
himself.
Okay, so what we're probably going to do,
You roll for how many you carry.
no, what I'm going to do is, you can carry 6 without it affecting you at all.
Nice.
Every, if you can then carry, up to 8 will essentially, act like, up to, 8 will act like, 8 will give you disadvantage on yeah, so we'll workshop it, but basically, the more guns you'll have, the more penalties you'll have. I think 8 will give you, like, disadvantage on, like, kind of fine movement things.
Stealth.
No,
Not
not
stealth?
all stealth.
The clanking of my massive
Not-
amount of guns.
Not all stealth. 10 will give you disadvantage on all stealth.
Okay.
12 will give you disadvantage on all stealth, acrobatics, and athletics.
If I
Yeah, I,
dead.
you know, I kind of, you know what, actually what we're gonna do
Oh, boy.
is every 2 guns above 6, I can be like, roll a gun disadvantage check. And basically just by having more guns, I can just, like, I can make you roll another disadvantage. Because just in the event of something, I'll be like, okay, now is when I'm gonna use them.
That makes sense. You just custom sync.
Yeah, exactly. So,
The
and
massive amount of guns.
it will be based on the amount of guns you start with. If you use enough guns, if you're down to 6, then I can't trigger it on you anymore.
So we bring 8
But-
guns and then you.
Yeah. But yeah, so all. Yeah, I'm gonna freeform it basically.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna say, that's. I'm going to say, you can roll a. Actually, I just had a better thought. You can have a number of guns on you, a number of hand cannons, equal to your strength. What I'm gonna
Ooh, I can have 10 guns on me?
think.
Dang.
We'll workshop that, but for now we're going to say. Now, this is a lot of guns, so you might have to start paying attention to carry weight, actually.
How much does a gun weigh?
How much does a hand cannon weigh?
Sorry, we're going through all the.
Yeah. But yeah, so, the rest of you think of weapons while we're determining this. Yes. Yes. Grab a bow and arrow. It starts with a single quiver is 20 arrows. So write that down in your equipment page. No, it's not. That one. That one's, yeah, that one's your. Hand cannon. £2.
Oh. It's 20 pounds. What's my. Wait, how do I calculate max carry weight? Okay.
But yeah, we are gonna still go with the if you have less than 6, I won't like give you
Okay, I'm gonna take.
only
Should we
6.
stick with 6?
Yep.
20 pounds worth.
Also, 6 is just a good number because, like, it works really well for a gunplay counting shots.
Yes. That revolver.
Are you picking up any weapons?
Yeah, just
Okay, yeah. Each time you wanted to conceal a weapon, you need to make a disguise check. If you have a disguise kit, you can use that. So if you don't have a disguise kit, well, wait, no. If you're disguising a single item, if you have a disguise kit, it's advantage, but disguise kits have 10 charges.
I don't have a.
Okay, cool.
That
That would be intelligence based. Okay, write that down. Keep track of that with your dagger. That's the D. Or actually, no, that would be passive disguise. So, what would your passive be? That's 10 plus your.
That's just.
Okay, then it would actually just.
Oh, okay.
You can be like, okay, I'm gonna double check my stuff and disguise them again, and then that will last for a short while. It will be like, okay, we're getting to a gate, I'm gonna disguise them again. You can't lower their disguise unless you get in that one.
Okay.
But you can attempt to raise it while you're passing through that. At the risk of them being like, that person hiding something over there, like, before they approach. Right, so don't do it in
It's
the
just
open.
like, why is he closing his coat?
What about
Roll a nat one and
Teo?
decide to
I
bury
haven't
it.
used
Just okay. We're just
Okay,
gonna,
yeah.
have a drop of weapons
Um,
outside in the forest in
I
case
can't
something goes
use
down.
it.
In case something goes down, we got weapons hidden in the woods.
I just feel like
There
everything-
is actually there is actually like what appears to be a functioning forge on this ship as well. So you can't make something right now, right? But over the course, you could make things. I don't know what the making items rules for Cleric of the Forge is, but there are crafting document takes. Yeah. So you grab your weapons, and head off to the Admiral, correct? Yeah. Yeah, so, once you get to the Admiral, Bok Choy, is nowhere to be seen, and the quartermaster is, like, he's already atop the aft castle, and, like, the moment you get on, he's like, raise the gangplank! We're gonna go! And begin to sail. So, like, lower the astral sail! As the red sail, like, stays there, but you see, like, spectral ropes unfurl, and then a shimmering spectral form of a sail coming down from hanging as if the ghost of a sail was there. Like, you can see this shimmering, multicolored, nowhere near transparent. Like, it's very obviously there. But it is translucent. You can see. As, you hear the fins from the side of the ship also, moving. It's almost a subtler sound. Like, you don't hear it's more of a hint of a sound, the memory of life. As the ship begins to move contrary. Not fully, but not, you see the sail reacting different breed then. Oh yes, also when you cast Detect Magic a while ago, like you had seen the reason. It's something that on Toril you don't see as often. But you probably would have encountered one. They essentially look like an Aurora Borealis, but with motion, like a directional motion. Every once in a while, people can see them without using. Which actually, on this planet, you can see in the distance several Aurora Borealises. As you. What are everyone's passive perceptions? So that will be your that will be 10 plus your wisdom score. Or sorry, your wisdom modifier. 10 plus your wisdom modifier. If you're proficient in perception, you add your proficiency bonus, which is half of the total you could roll on your die. So if I believe, since it's a d6, it'll be plus.
Yeah,
Sweet. Okay. So, as everyone's kind of watching around, you hear, you two, like, glimpse a couple of things. And then a moment later, you hear, from the crow's nest, off the port bow! Floss! There's a group of people walking through the woods. As now you guys can start to see it a bit more. If you want, you can actually roll active perception checks, now that it's kind of been pointed out to you. Okay, go ahead.
I want to fight the people. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Are you guys going to make active perception checks?
Active perception? Well, I'm gonna have to remove one from it, but I'll try. Well, that's a 2.
Yeah. Bring the dogs back in.
I got a whole 2.
Whole 2. Okay. And is Miki going to make a perception check? Are you going to make a perception check?
Oh, probably not.
Okay. So you're looking down, and you see that, you see that there is a group of people walking. You can't get a super clear look at them, but they do look like they are, you grab, a telescope. And you're looking down and you see that they are, there's, you can tell that there are the villagers there. At least some of them. You can't tell if it's the full group. You also notice that there are other people there as well. You notice that there are more people that are wearing the same brightly colored, or vibrantly colored outfits and flowing outfits as Vind was. And you also catch a glimpse of what looks like it might be a wagon. Most notably, these people in the multicolored outfits, within them you can see a few humanoid people that you don't recognize what they are. You can see someone with... They have green skin, but they don't look like an orc or a goblin or anything. They're too tall for a goblin, too lean for an orc, and even have possibly patterns on them, on their cheeks. They have pointed ears and no hair. Additionally, you see someone who is, who does not appear to, you see someone who looks like, at first, they kind of look like a statue. But they are moving like a person. But it's almost unmistakable that their skin is made of marble. Or at least looks that way. You do not see Vind. At least, from the people of them that you can not make out that if Vind is there or not. Well then, bring us over there, a bit lower, the quartermaster yells out. Okay. As the ship begins to drift down, it's a few moments, but then, as you're watching them, you see a few of them beginning to notice the ship, and then the wagon kind of pulls around, and you now notice that it's not being pulled by anything that you can tell, just kind of moving itself, as it pulls around between the ship and the people, and the people in the vibrantly colored outfits are essentially moving the other people around to get them out of sight or protect them in some way. I'd like you to make another perception check. Okay. Yeah, so you just kind of see the vibrantly colored people kind of like bringing into the forefront. Some of them climb up onto the cart. And it's not massive. It's probably it's like 10 feet long. Probably about, or no, no, it'd probably be like 15 feet long and like 5 feet wide. Not 5 feet wide. Like 10 feet, about 10 feet wide. And it also has brightly colored. It looks like it has a hard wooden top, possibly slanted. It looks like it's probably a covered carriage, not or more like a covered wagon, less of a carriage. As yeah, they're kind of like climbing up there, and as the ship comes down. And the quartermaster kind of like looks down. It like opens a hatch in the aft castle and looks down. I can never remember it for some reason.
UK.
P-U-K. UK. He looks back up. UK.
Yep.
Bok Choi's blacked out.
Again?
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised?
Want to take the lead?
Sure. I'm not against. I'll step up to the occasion.
Yeah.
Not on me.
Those people down there. Give them the business.
Give them the business. Is this the friendly business or the evil business?
Friendly at first.
Not evil business, but
Friendly at first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Offer them protection, whatnot,
Okay, I get you. The whole shebang. Alright, you guys
Whole
ready?
shebang.
You guys ready to give these guys some business?
Oh, shoot. He like quickly casts thaumaturgy on you. Almost forgot.
Thaumaturgy. Is this the thing that makes me like super loud? Yes. Guys! Well, I'm giving the business. You down there! We come bearing gifts and possible protection. If you're in trouble, let us know. We can help as long as you have something to offer. You will be. It's worth it. It's gonna be worth it. Like seriously, we're good at what we do.
Well, do you want us to come up there, or do you want you to come down here? A shouting match does not seem like great negotiation.
You guys wanna go down there? You want them to come up here? Come on, guys. This is the crew. This is part of your tutorial in the world of piracy.
Oh, are you asking us?
Yes, I
Let's
am.
go down there.
We're going down there. That's your vote. What's your vote? Miki, was it?
Yes.
All right. You vote. We go down there. Or we stay up here. You want them to come to us, or we want to go to them? If we're gonna talk protection, trade deals, all that stuff.
Interesting.
Try to speak up. Use a bit more of a theater voice.
Sorry, I have brown.
Yeah, that's fine.
You say we go to them. All right. I think we should. I'm gonna ask your opinion anyway.
I don't think they have a way to
Tayo.
get up to us.
I mean, we
kinda
could
have to go down
take
to
them to. Okay, you're right. Let's just go down to them. All right, we're coming down. Wait a hot minute. All right.
All right. Board and crew, get ready. Go on down with them.
All right, board and crew, you guys ready? You three with the magical stuff. You guys ready?
Always.
All right, we're hopping down.
So about 6 of the other sailors come with you guys. It's not about 6. It is 6.
About 6. 6.5 of the other sailors.
Like a leg?
6 and a leg. Well, you
One
see,
of them just has an extra limb.
Yeah, yeah.
Halflings count as half.
Halflings can. Yes. It's about 6 because it's actually 5 and 2 halflings in a trench coat.
Trench coats?
No, not actually. Yeah. So 6 of the other sailors come with you. Which also has like you've noticed like it's almost continually jarring to the 3 of you that there is a nearly balanced mix of races
Don't shatter.
on this ship.
No, he's breaking.
Like the pirate crew
The glove.
is very balanced in race.
My favorite word.
Diversity.
Diversity.
No, that's mine.
Yeah, so you guys like essentially load into you guys end up having to take 2 dinghies because of how many people there are. Do you guys all go in the same dinghy? Or do you guys split up for some reason?
Sure. Let's go together, gang.
Okay, so the 4 of you...
I gotta teach you the ropes. We
Yeah,
gotta stick
the
together.
4 of you and 1 other sailor goes in one dinghy, and the other 5 go in another. So these dinghies, they have a built-in harpoon turret on a raised platform in the back. It's not like a standard Western rowboat. It's more like a small like a scaled down ship. It still has like that small aft castle that has a turret, and then there is a smaller bed below for sailing. It's also a flatter ship. It's kind of like squared at the bottom rather than a curve. It also does have a mast that you could put up not going to get enough any wind, and you're mostly just trying to go down. But
Yeah.
the person, there are two people out back, one of them handling the rudder as he lowers the ship. Yeah, you go down, you drift down, and then, as you get there, these brightly colored people are standing up there. You know what? I need it. Okay, everybody give me your passive perceptions again. Okay. So... Okay, so... He has a 9. AO 13. What's your passive? He is a 14. And Miki, passive perception. So that's 10 plus your wisdom modifier. Okay. Okay. So as, like, you guys are watching and you see the brightly colored people kind of stepping forward, and, like, standing there ready to meet. You also see, they're not as brightly colored. There's others that have more deep. There is a little bit of a spectrum, but mostly there's this deep colored people with deep colors and people with light color, and they're standing somewhat together. Also notice, don't see any of the refugees. Like, you're not sure where they went, but at this point, it's just these brightly colored. It's just these people in very colorful. They're not fully interspersed. Like, what made it noticeable to you is the fact that it is slightly grouped, but there is merging. So yeah, drift down and land. Into Ark. The people on the harpoon, turrets, stay there. As does the, but everyone else gets off the, landing craft. I thought you wanted to talk.
Well, we did want to talk. Let's talk down here.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
I am Leconte. The person speaking is, they're wearing a face wrap and a headdress that obscures most of them. You do you can see the shape of eyes and a nose through a veil. But it's a relatively thick from this distance through. They are wearing, like, draping gowns, as well. But not, like, a bunch of thick layers. like their midriff is still showing, and they have a lot of like it's definitely loose and but it's very obscuring for most of can't really tell what gender they are, despite the fact that, like, sure, their hips do look wider than their stomach. You have no clue if that's because of the cloth, if that's because of who they are. Genuinely, it's confusing how much this person seems to be revealing, but you still can't figure them out.
But sometimes they do.
Now, if I recognize your scales and recognize, assuming pirates, smugglers, more along the lines of the sea.
Independent.
Oh, there's no reason.
Independent.
Contract.
I'm not thinking about contractors. Can't think of the word. We're
my
an
friend.
independent unit. We act separately. Governments or contractors makes it sounds like we're doing jobs.
We're offering them literally to stop. That's
Kind of. Yeah, you're right.
I fully understand this. We are the Vestani H-Tech. And many of us, in fact, are similar businessmen.
so perhaps
Wait, so
help each other out.
what's your trade then?
We tend to do a little bit more of the smuggling and less of the taking. Getting places people want.
Okay, you guys done a job right.
You could say that.
You guys have room.
You, like the other pirates kind of like look at you. Like, he's like,
I don't know how you
are
guys
you
are
talking
doing.
about business-wise, or are you wishing to join our crew?
I'm talking about this. And I'm saying you guys need a little assistance. You
I
guys
see.
got things covered.
Well,
Because we can.
we have things quite well covered, and he looks, or they look at over you and like see like you're lined with guns and everything. I am not certain we need someone so verbose. Like it was very clear that like they were scanning your when they said that. It was almost they were doing it to communicate. At this point, you look at them and you cannot see a single weapon anywhere.
But if we make checks, though.
Yeah, you can make checks.
Okay, great.
Yeah, you can make perception checks if you want to see if you can get any weapons. Wisdom, perception.
I got a 12.
You do not see any. If you want to make another check, like you can like get closer and make an investigation check, and it would be like you walking around them, like borderline shaking them down, right? But we are normally very open business. Very willing to work with other groups, but this is sacred ground. This planet is special, and
Special.
you are
What else?
supposed to be.
I'm not supposed to be.
Some of you are.
Why is that?
Was open for visit.
Right.
Refugees is why you came down.
Yes, did come. I'm gonna take a little sidebar with my group. That's okay.
Oh, of course, that is
that cool?
fine.
Okay. Alright. What the heck? No. No, we stopped here. Quartermaster told me to negotiate with these people. Something. I don't know what. Apparently they don't need our help, so what are we doing here? We should just get back up on the ship and find the refugees. These aren't the refugees we're looking for.
Out. Whether or not they're all. We're
That's
not
a
supposed
good
to be here,
question.
The refugees probably aren't
That's
either.
a good
We
question.
also need to know how willing they are to kick us.
You know that the
There are-
refugees
But we
were
have
originally.
to. Because if they are looking for them, we don't want them also looking for them. Unless we do want them to. They could have gone. I don't know.
We're not starting.
They're smugglers. So
They know what they're doing.
Well, they know how to hide things, but
Like guns on their person.
maybe,
The point
maybe, or they might not have guns to make their smuggling more genuine. So that if people body search them, they don't have any.
But if they're not asking us, that means.
Or
Us.
they just. Right?
Okay, listen.
Or they flying under the radar.
We
But you could be
could.
right.
Third play. Either we need to find out whether or what their actual job really matter as long. Or
We
tell
just
them
need to
no.
find the refugees.
Or we here after the refugees offer to take off this round. That's where. But hey, that's not. Oh no, I'm having too much
Excuse
fun watching
me.
this go down.
Excuse me.
He's been here a whole month.
I've
He's
been
lost
here.
7 guns. He
I've
knows
been
what
here
he's
a whole
doing.
month. I know
mean,
what
That's all.
Are we?
Yeah,
I'm
we're
a bit
all a
more
little
functional.
drunk. Honestly, I'd be surprised if the smugglers weren't also a tiny bit drunk on something. Probably fine. Probably what they're smuggling.
Bad
But
business. Also, it's been.
we should re-engage. Okay, so. Alright, sidebar's over. Quick question. Have there been any other trespassers in this round lately? Because I didn't know this was sacred. Do a lot of people do this?
No, they don't. It's a little bit hard to trespass somewhere where you can.
Yeah.
It is quite surprising, actually, that you were able to. So, you say you were following someone else?
I never said it was.
Normally.
Are you following
because
someone
that's
else?
normally how people find this place.
Are you following someone else?
No, I'm following myself.
You're the wind.
Are you the wind? Wait, so so we just kind of. Okay, so nobody else has come here. Nobody else has trespassed on this. Is there a way of telling? You guys have like boards or?
In a way, some of us predict, some of us just listen. In different ways. Some of us listen to birds, trees, the stars, wind. But in different ways we can find out.
Okay, so I may or may not have lied before. Did somebody appear here?
Well, there is a certain aspect that, yes, even in our own haven, is apt. Know these value.
Oh, I see.
Now, coinage, I'm not sure the next time I'll be at Oril. I'm not certain how much your Karatoran coinage will be useful. If there is something else that you have, perhaps information of your own. Why you are here? How you go? You could make an insight check. See if he's taken note of it. Or they have taken note of it.
Also, or would they just? Oh, those are
17.
thanks.
Yes, they have taken note. They don't appear to be like, whoa, holy items or whatever, but they definitely, you have very ornate looking. Yours is probably the most subtle. Well, yours is a rock sometimes. So,
And it's hidden right now.
yeah.
Big
So,
rock.
like, those two, like, they would have noticed the weapons. They would have noticed that, like, you're dressed very fun. You know what, actually, you find it a little bit odd, but they are paying more attention to the mantle than the golden dragon in your hand. So, you would actually find that a little bit odd. No. By all means, perhaps we can do a trade. Give me a piece, and I give you a piece of information of value. Of course, to your interest. I won't just tell you that the Nazi descent.
Yeah. So you said, what did you want to know? What would be the real question I have?
Tell me about yourselves. Not personally. Professionally.
Well, professionally, we offer a wide variety. Usually protection. Those.
I don't want your pitch.
Yeah, I'm not giving you our pitch. That's just what we do. Wanted to know what we do?
Yes, but that's public information.
Well, yeah. Then what's so private about it? What's so
A
private?
little
that you
bit
want to
more
know?
about the inner workings, perhaps.
Does
Who's
it-
the top?
There's a guy named Bok Choi who drinks a lot. He's not the top, but he.
That is good to know, thank you.
Yeah.
For that, there are currently some.
He said he's after him. He's after the wind. So okay. Well, we do have a. This is a sidebar. This is a sidebar player to DM because I would probably know this.
Yeah.
Does Jing or if any better? Okay, so I can just. We're led by Jing the Pirate Queen. Is really something. Like, she's really built like a pirate empire. Like, yeah, like she's got a lot. She's built different. She's got a lot of people who are really loyal to her.
Oh, I see.
She's got a good thing going on. She likes to take in people who look like they're gonna fit in with the crew well. That's what these three are. I'm showing them the ropes right now, but they're looking pretty solid right now.
Wachelmine, you've interacted with the Xingxi Empire, correct? At this point, it's the first time that you've really noticed, like, the figure with green skin and these pointed ears steps forward. You notice that they have, like, large yellowy eye, with kind of slit pupils. Not anything that you. Yes, yes, not. Yes, we have encountered them. My caravan. You've done business. Competition before. They overall seem honorable. That is good. That makes two parties here that are honorable.
No.
Oh. I was asking if you were following. This came from the same stream. Yeah, any of you can speak.
I'm not the only one allowed to speak here.
So, you had to be following someone here. How did the people we were following get?
That's a decent question.
They must have been following someone.
So, we following someone else. And someone
the
was
prime
following
mover.
themselves.
Ah, that's how fate works.
Wait, so who we followed was following someone else?
Correct.
On purpose?
Possibly.
Well, you don't follow.
You could.
You could.
Theoretically.
Well, they're not really following.
It-
They just kind of happen to find them.
Unless you're following them and you don't know you're following. You didn't know. That's magic.
And you've encountered the other person.
Oh, does anybody just say things here?
Okay.
What? Okay.
Not without you saying something first. The
What
more
more
you
do you
say,
want?
the more I say.
What more do you want? Okay, like. Okay.
What to say?
What is your standard procedure?
Our standard procedure of what specifically? Anything at all? Because it's pretty. You wanna know our
When
recruiting
it comes
procedure,
to-
our contract procedure, our combat procedure?
When it comes to protecting civilians.
Out of like. I have 6 guns on me right now. There's more on the ship. I could have brought 12, but I didn't.
So you would be protecting them from.
Anybody they need protection from. Generally refugees.
You were protecting refugees from refugees?
No, we go for refugees. We would
Oh,
be
you're protecting refugees.
We will be protecting those who are in danger of
Right.
war or
Those who are
Well,
not
tyranny
vulnerable.
or
I can
villainy.
guarantee you that they're not going to be in danger here.
What exactly?
Danger. Otherwise,
Find danger.
the birds wouldn't be chirping.
That's
At risk of harm. Mentally, socially, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Oh. Is there
Then
a
it should be no problem.
Oh, but have plenty of risks of harm.
No, we don't. Remember, we're
You have 6 guns on you.
for protection.
From what?
From anything they
There's-
need protecting
There's
from.
no need for any protection. There's nothing to protect from.
And there's no. Why are you smuggling? Why does
never
it need
said
to
that
be
it was-
smuggled?
Oh, I never said I was smuggling here. This is a safe place. And
And there's not some who would be upset that they're trespassing. As you just. So apparently that's not an issue.
who one someone who don't know how to and you returning is problematic. No. I do wholly wish you could leave. You could take your weapons away from this place. You could take these refugees away from all of this. I wish that. I am fully willing to give you these refugees if you give me a promise. A promise that you will never tell anyone this place. You will never return here. And you will forget that it even exists. Now, I do not need this promise from you. I need this promise from your entire crew. From the queen herself, if she is. Everyone. Promise. And then they can be on their way, and they can have the value that they can gain from refuge. Oh, they have plenty of valuable things.
I'm going to see the refugees. As of yet, I still don't know if you actually have. I also don't know what you're going to do as soon as you. You say there's no danger. All we've seen. That's a very part of it. No hard feelings. Just have to be.
Can take a small. Where is the refugee? Small group of us.
Rest of your men stay behind.
I presume people of influence, if you are on such a journey, runs this. Presume someone of skill, considering your artifacts. I presume someone knows enough of a deal. Take it. I can show you to these refugees, I can show you what they have. As long as you, all of you, well, that's for later. Showing you.
Now, how?
Well, he'll be back this Monday. Correct.
Big time for. Gives me nothing at all. It could be an hour from here.
Yeah, it could be. Surely someone of your own skill.
Because if I don't know, then I'm in I mean, the rest of this crew is probably gonna get awfully. That's not a good.
I can tell you, you're not allowed to tell the others.
This
Correct.
specific direction.
It is-
I don't need to know the direction. I just know how long it's gonna.
You do. But I'm sure your ship has plenty of food, plenty of sustenance. You can go back to your queen and discuss with her. Talk to a captain or if you are a captain. Then you can order the ship to stay. I really wish I could give you more information. Out. That is more information. Perhaps. Okay. Yeah, sure. Make a willpower. Yeah. You kind of focus and meditate. Nothing happens. Stops and holds. Not to the wind, but listens. Fine. Be back visit the day.
That sounds good to me, as long as same number of people. Your guys stay back with our guy. Is that acceptable?
That is.
Go speak with the
Yes. Yeah, you can go back and talk to them. As you're doing that, Tayo, you notice someone leave from the group. And then you recognize his act. Leave it to be Vind. Leaves from the group. You didn't see him. And he's attempting to sneak away. But, and as you see him sneak, had not seen him. Yeah, that's right. That'd be too far away.
Okay.
You've kind of scouted out a good way. Yep. Do you make it clear to anyone else? Okay, yeah. The rest of you notice that like after how long are you going to fall? Okay. Okay. Are you trying to catch up with him? Okay, yeah. So you see him going off, as he's going into the woods. And, you kind of crest a hill and, see him heading off. he is heading northwest. He doesn't stop. He doesn't look back. He doesn't. Might not have even noticed you. You don't. But yeah, he's just.
Geometry.
Yeah. So down like the people still up at the ship you probably would hear something, but the people still down on the ground would hear you yelling, "Are you Vind?" A name that you would recognize, Miki. I'm gonna say that Yi went up with Kayuki, to the ship. And, hey, Jasmine, calm down. Yeah. So, yeah, the guy running, like, he looks back and it is clearly Vin. He looks back at you and you see him, like, you can tell that he's cursing under his breath as he waves his hand and then, then, like, he begins moving faster and runs farther into the woods. Kind of as this is happening, like a little bit after, when he's kind of casting the spell and beginning to run, one of the set pirates back, what did I tell you? Who are you yelling at? All right. Yeah. You guys can head out with the Vistani HR. They will gather 4 people. That will go along with the 4 of your characters. Including Yi. By the way, for viewers, the reason why Yi is quiet is her player had to leave. So I'll kind of be playing her as a little bit more background. As an NPC. So, is there anything you guys want to do before leaving?
Well, my little chat with the back to keep an eye on time. Not back, but he needs to be careful. He needs to watch out.
Yeah.
Maybe send some people to eye on.
Gorski, okay.
Thanks a ton, man.
As you you head out. Walking along with these people. And you walk for a few hours. If you want to say anything as you're walking, you can. Otherwise, it's kind of assumed that there's like small talk or want to walk in silence. You dictate that. Okay, so you've been told that he did see you in.
Yeah.
What is he doing here?
I yelled his name and then.
Wait,
Well, are you including? No, you're.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
You're
not
out of
included.
this.
I'm out of
Yes.
this convo.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I didn't know.
That-
Do you look suspicious? Other guy seems don't really. Ow.
I mean, like, more sus than he was. Because he was already kind of sus.
Now I'm starting to understand. Yeah, any more than he was.
Well, I mean, he didn't want to talk to me. Ran. Yeah.
So see,
He is wearing the same style outfit, and he has a similar skin tone to the majority of the humans.
Possible. I don't think he.
outfit. Maybe part of them are else, or he's in disguise. So many possibilities. Oh no. Say we do find him, we should still keep an eye on him.
I'll run again.
Could be our friend or foe.
Are you wanting to discuss anything, Kyoke, while you are walking?
So wait, so how did you guys get in contact with the whole crew and everything? Your whole story. Booze? I respect. That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's something that, like, yeah, you guys, that's kind of the conversation you have, unless you're wanting to lead somewhere with that. That's the conversation you have. It's just, you kind of have small talk, you familiarize yourself. You talk about booze, as you head off to, following these EH-Tar Vistani. Eventually, a few hours in, maybe 4 to 6 hours, somewhere between there, you get to a clearing with a web of small rivers going across it. As the person, the veiled person, stops and looks into the clearing. Stops and listens. Sure. Yeah, make a wisdom.
nearby.
Make a wisdom check.
Wisdom. Heck yeah, this is crack.
Okay, it was me.
Natural talk.
Okay. Yeah, so you hold up your finger to the wind, and a moment later, a strong breeze, almost an unintentful breeze, strikes, and it kind of swirls around your finger a little bit before you feel it go off towards the west. So you look over, but there it just looks like the woods. It just looks like the west end of a clearing. The wind, you felt like it was very intense. It was very fast.
Like we'll walk behind.
Make another wisdom check. Yeah. Yeah, you walk behind a tree and you look. Nothing. Exactly the same as it was. Would appear that fate does not want you to find them.
Big snow.
Would appear so.
Are you pulling something?
I'm sorry, my friend. Apparently cannot help you any further. Sorry for the waste of your...
You can't listen to the birds? Birds can't tell you where refugees are? Because apparently the birds told you where we were, or something like that.
I can listen to the birds. I just heard. I can understand. Accurate?
Yes, you can make a wisdom check.
Wisdom check. Okay. That's.
Can you understand animals because of a spell, or do you, like, you have a feature that allows you to permanently understand? You can cast. You can cast speak with animals.
Speak with animals. Yes, that's cast.
Yeah, so it costs 2. Remember to
Costs 2.
to spend the points on. You don't have to roll anything for casting speak with animals. Just it's fine. Just spend the points.
Okay.
From that one, yes. No, not the 14, the one that you were pointing at. Yes, the 27.
27.
Yeah, that's
you
fine.
Good, you good.
Yeah, so you cast speak with animals, so that you can listen to the birds. As you like the chirping begins to gain meaning, and like it's like you can make a perception check. But it's essentially like trying to, it's essentially like trying to listen to a crowd and determine what like this crowd of people are saying when they're all saying different things. 6, you really can't, like, it's there are sounds of birds like that are curious about what the group is about. There are birds like contacting each other and a bunch of different things as they are just chirping and changing in their sound. You notice something weird though. There's one moment where you're hearing a like a bird chirping. You're hearing a bird chirping, and you hear who are they? Why are they here? What are they doing? And then you hear almost mid-sentence you hear I need to from a bird, and then get closer, find out who they are from a squirrel. it's like they're finishing each other's sentences. No, the birds. They do not tell me. I am interpreting. I am listening to fate. I am sensing the. Yes, it is very obvious that you can. Well, but pattern. Fortunately, don't know enough about this to help you any further. Yes, and that is the direction you came. You actually went a little bit more than he.
He told refugees, and here we are, and there's no refugees. Of and find them.
Can certainly help you. To help you, I can pick the pattern. I can be your oracle finds them. I should be. Have to.
Why not?
I told them to come here. Told my men, bring them here.
You have more men.
Couple.
A couple.
Literally a couple.
Oh, okay. I got
Like two people.
You're gonna have two people. Oh, okay, so you're gonna have your two people guide them all.
Precisely. But apparently, people did not fully follow.
Okay.
There, as likely well know, this is a business of self-interest. Unfortunately, some people are more interested in self-interest than in grouping. We have some problems with them.
You're saying.
Pardon.
What exactly?
Pardon.
Wait,
I'm saying.
So, let me get this straight. You're saying that your men making those.
I'm saying is there's some insubordination. Perhaps starting to get a bit tired of it. I will speak to my caravan and see if they are willing to follow.
Okay.
But I am willing for a more extended deal.
Okay. Which terms? What do you need terms?
Simply, another captain gestures to himself, bringing another ship, crew, fleet. He gestures. I would join fleet. I would leave here, get the same as you. Tell fate brought.
I'm not saying no. Especially if you prove themselves by helping. Hey, that should be enough. That should be enough. We'd appreciate it. Of course, we'd...
It has been a while since I've left the Haven. Journeying the world again.
Riding the ether winds.
And I could navigate her and for need follow other people.
Find the refugees first. That's the first step. That's the first step to a wonderful business relationship.
Now, that's something I can help with. We will function as a smuggler crew and as oracles, seers. That is our talent. We will not fight.
Oh, that's perfectly okay. We've got the. I think we got the fighting. I think we got enough guns. Yeah, armory really docked. If they're gonna join us, they're gonna know anyway.
Haven't joined yet.
Yeah.
If one man has 6 guns, then
if I have
Your
6
ship
guns,
is
then
going to-
everyone has 6 guns. I get 6 guns. Could have taken 6 guns.
I didn't want to take. But I
There you go. That's 6 more guns in the armory.
glad we figured out that math.
Yeah.
Now,
More than 6 guns. You have more than 6 guns. I will confirm that.
all right, then.
Yeah. leadership.
Suppose we are going to have to get back to your ship.
Yes. Because I am tired of it. Or at least feeling like I'm in. Ah, yeah, I was not. That's all good. Go back, let's square things up. Let's find the refugee.
Good. Yeah, so, the, veiled figure will take you back, back the way you came. Kaio, are you going to act on that wind in any way, or... Okay. Yeah, so you go back and, as you are doing that, the veiled man is, like, the others are kind of walking and kind of, like, settles into the middle of the group. He pulls out a crystal ball that he begins, and so you get back to the ship and you can retell this to quartermaster, and you can even get back to the main ship. Like, you'll get back to the... And that is where we're going to end it for today. A bit of a slower session. Getting to know the area a bit more players. You now essentially have a guide.
Nice. Very good.
So,
It's say all the suits.
So, thank you all for watching, and thank you all for playing.